Hello everybody, my name is Paulina and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna do a 72-hour challenge tutorial. Let me just preface this by saying that I will use the previous 72-hour challenge as the source because Monster Wiki has yet to update their site. Some numbers may be different, but the event itself will still function in the exact same way. So first, let's go over the basics. What is the 72-hour challenge? It is a very short event which, you guessed it, lasts 72 hours or 3 days. During this time you flip cards and eventually get monsters which there are 3 of. This time around we have Pyrotech, Pinky Flash and Psilotus. So how do you flip cards? It's with an event currency called challenge coins. Something that's also important is that the challenge coin price keeps increasing for each card you flip. Alright, so how do you get these challenge coins? There are many different ways to get them. Collecting gold, collecting food, getting PvP wins and breeding monsters. But one of these triumphs over all of the others, and that is collecting food. Most of your challenge coin income will be coming from food alone. But for food production you need gold, so that's why it's really important to save it up for this event. That's not all there is to getting challenge coins though. It varies by the player level. For example, if you're level 40 to 49, you would need to collect 67 food for one challenge coin. I on the other hand have to collect 476 food just to get a single challenge coin, and that's because I'm level 82. This all balances itself out. Lower level players will have less resources after all. Also, if you have a lot of time you can just breed pandakins to get coins, but this method is super time consuming. On the surface this event seems super simple. There are 18 cards for each monster, so every time you flip a card you will have a 1 in 18 chance of getting the monster, right? No, definitely not. Let's take Pyrotech or Furhem in this case for example. According to this chart, there's a 0% chance of even getting Furhem in the first 12 cards you flip. After that it slowly goes up, and even on the second to last card there isn't a 50% chance of getting him. And as for the other two legendaries, the odds are even worse. How I always play this event is that I count on the worst possible outcome, which is getting the monster on the final card. I always save up my coins and check if I can get that monster and get someone else if I can't. Anyways, now that you know how the event works, let's check out the free monsters available. Starting off with the epic, we have Pyrotech. First of all, according to Taringa, Pyrotech will be used in the Flash breeding event, so that's pretty good. Hopefully Nidaria will be jokerable, otherwise it doesn't really matter because next to no one has her. Anyways, Pyrotech has an okay power, a pretty bad life and a really high speed for an epic monster. His trait is immunity to burning, which is pretty bad. He does have some really interesting moves however. He has an AoE 50 fire damage skill. Even on legendaries you rarely see 50 damage AoE, so that's not too bad. He also has a 45 damage fire AoE burn skill, and his best skill, which is an AoE burn that also gives him an extra turn. Is this monster a good epic? No, not really. Should he get it? Kind of, because he's gonna be used in the event. He's definitely the last monster I get from this event though. Moving on to Pinky Flash, she has an insanely high power and life but suffers greatly in terms of speed. Her trait is Hardened, which makes negative effects land only 80% of the time, and that's really good especially for defense. She has a self skill that gives her double life and double damage, and that pretty much makes her next to unkillable, and if she somehow gets low she can use her active recovery move and regenerate 20% of health. Her hardest hitting move is Honda Style, which deals 80 magic based damage, and that will just obliterate absolutely anything. She also has a 50 damage special based AoE, and after the double damage boost this will wipe the enemy team. Pinky Flash is really powerful and has tons of health to back that up, but she does lack in speed. Is she good? Yeah, definitely. Is she the best in this event? No. Psilotus takes that spot by far. He has a pretty good power, a really tanky life and an okay speed. He has the same trait as Pinky Flash, Hardened, and I've already explained that this trait is amazing. He is currently the only nature monster that has an AoE possession. Something that's also really important to note about this move is that it only has a 2-turn cooldown, but that's not even his best move in my opinion. That place goes to Salvia Thirst, which does 60 special base damage, drains 100% of the target's stamina, and adds 100% of the stamina to himself, as well as only has a 1-turn cooldown. Apart from that, he also has a single possession move and Last Breath, which regens 30% of the stamina to one of his allies and gives him an extra turn. In my opinion, Psilotus is the best nature monster currently out there, and you should definitely try to get this absolute beast of a monster. There is one more sort of hidden monster you can craft some cells in this event, and this time it's Triops. Triops has a really high power and a decent life and speed. His trait is immunity to stun, which is perfect for the earth element. In terms of moves, he has a 45 damage 0-turn cooldown stun, a 50 damage 1-turn cooldown stun, and a 60 damage 2-turn cooldown stun. He also has a 40% team shield move, as well as a 55 damage earth-based move that gives himself a 40% shield. Triops is a pretty good earth monster. There definitely are better options out there though. And if you're wondering who to get and in what order, I'd first get Psilotus, then either Pinky Flash or Triops depending on who you need more, and lastly Pyrotech. Anyways everyone, that's it for this video and I'll see you next time.